Last summer, I lived on a cruise ship for an entire month. Yep, 4 weeks. And I did it solo. My 4 weeks in the Mediterranean were part of Virgin Voyages Summer Pass, which was a month-long pass that you could get to stay on a single ship for all 4 weeks. People had a lot of questions about what it was like, so I'm going to sit down with you today to answer the most common ones. So the first one is, what exactly is Virgin Voyages Summer Pass and how does it work? So last summer, the way that it was set up was you could make a booking for either June, July, August, or September. And they started out with just offering Mediterranean cruises that went out of Barcelona, but then they added Athens, and then those were so popular that they also added 4-week cruises that went out of Miami. And what it was is you would be on essentially back-to-back cruises that totaled up to the 28 days on the ship. So I did 4 7-day back-to-back cruises that all started in Barcelona and ended in Barcelona, but then went to various ports in France, Italy, and Spain as part of the 4 weeks that I was on. With the summer pass, you were able to stay in the same cabin for all 4 weeks, so you didn't have to pack and unpack every week, which was really great because we could really get settled into our cabins. All the cabins were balcony cabins, and they seemed to put us all kind of in the same vicinity of the ship so that like the people that were right next door to me were also on the summer pass, and some friends that I made were in the same section of the ship that I was on, but they were across the hall. As part of the summer pass, we also got some extra perks on the ship. So we did get access to Richard's Rooftop. And if you're not familiar with Richard's Rooftop, it is a VIP bar lounge area that's on the front of the ship. It has a happy hour every day from 5 to 6 where your drinks are included. And then the other times you can purchase drinks on your bar tab just like you would at any other bar. But the benefit was that it wasn't super busy, and you really did get to know some of the bartenders that were there, and they essentially would see you coming and hand you your drink. The lounge part of Richard's Rooftop was, they had sun loungers, they had the sun sofas, like those big round cushiony ones. And when you were on a sea day and the sun loungers that were around the pool area would be just totally packed, you could go to Richard's Rooftop and have a nice quiet space where you always were able to get a spot to lay out if you wanted to enjoy some sunshine. There were also 2 hot tubs in Richard's Rooftop that are just for the Richard's Rooftop guests. Another question is, how many different itineraries did I do? So technically I did 3. One itinerary was the same for week 1 and week 3. And then week 2 and week 4, most of the ports were the same, but there was a slight difference. So one of the weeks we stopped at the port that has access to Rome. And I'm trying to remember what it was the other week. So I'll have to look that one up and I'll just put it up on the screen. I often get asked if I'd been on a Virgin Voyages cruise before, and I had not. So I was definitely taking a leap of faith. And I did have a friend who had been on Virgin Voyages, and she had told me she thought I would love it and that, I wasn't super concerned about it. I'd watched some videos online about Virgin Voyages, and it felt like I kind of knew what I was getting into before I got there, and it turned out that it was wonderful. And even as a solo traveler, I think there were just a lot of opportunities for me to meet people on the ship and have as much togetherness as I wanted, and then still have the ability to go off and do my own thing when I wanted to. Often I get asked, wait, did you go solo? And the answer is yes, I did. So I do travel solo quite often. My husband does not always have the ability to take time off when I'm available to take time off. And so I do often choose to go solo. I also really enjoy having time to myself. And, as a mother, as a wife, it sometimes just having some time solo where I am not responsible for anybody else is really refreshing and relaxing. And so I do often try to get at least one solo trip a year in. Often it's been to European countries where I'll go to Paris or London or Edinburgh for a week or two. But cruising has been a little bit different for me, and I think that's probably going to be something I really do more of in the future. Virgin Voyages, I think, does a really good job of embracing solo travelers. They do have on the very first night a opportunity for you to go to a solo sailor meetup. And so if you want to meet other solo sailors, then they do have a chance where you can go essentially have like a cocktail hour with other solo travelers and see if there's anybody who might be somebody you want to pal around with during the week. I did meet some people at the Summer Pass happy hour that I ended up hanging out with a lot on my cruise. All right, next we can talk about the food and drink life on board the ship for 4 weeks. Often people are like, did you get tired of the food? And no, I did not get tired of the food. I don't even think I tried everything. On the Virgin ships, they have what's kind of like a food court for adults, and rather than a buffet. And in that food court area, it's called the galley. They have quite a few different food options there. So there's like a salad area, there's like a panini area, there's tacos, there's ramen if you want ramen, and then there's like a diner part that serves all day breakfast, and then they usually have a specialty item each day. There's a burger bar, which is so good, and every day they have a different specialty burger. And then there's a bakery type place that has desserts and some like topped like bread, like focaccia that has like toppings on it. So there are quite a few different options just in that space. And then there are several different specialty restaurants. And on Virgin Voyages, the specialty restaurants are included in the fare. So you don't have to pay anything extra to go to those restaurants. There's a steakhouse, there's a Mexican, kind of like high-end Mexican, there's Italian, there's a place that's kind of like a vegetarian forward restaurant, and there's a Korean barbecue. So they were all great. I did go to all of them, and I went to most of them multiple times over those 4 weeks. Were there any favorite restaurants or dishes? It's a hard choice. I think that the specialty restaurants are all really good. Probably my favorite is the Wake. The Wake is the steakhouse. It's on the back of the ship. I always like that to be my first night because as the ship is leaving whatever port you're in, you can look out and watch kind of as the port disappears while you're having your meal. And so I really like the Wake for that. They have a few different items that I think are especially good. They have a clam chowder, and they do bring that out to you with the they're like fried clams in the middle of the bowl, and then they pour the broth over it. So their steaks are all good. Their lamb chops are very good, and I also like that you can kind of pick and choose your side. So if you want mushrooms or you want asparagus or you want potato, like they have all those different options for you.